What if, right now, stones older than Earth itself are flying through the universe? Each one is a messenger from the time when the sun was just beginning to burn. They carry the secrets of planet formation, the fire of ancient cataclysms, and the memory of worlds long gone. These meteorites travel through the darkness of the galaxy, destined one day to fall here, on our world. Most of them were born in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. There, billions of years ago, a planet tried to form, but Jupiter's immense gravity tore it apart. The remains of that unborn world still drift in cosmic silence, and some, drawn by invisible forces, begin their long journey toward Earth. When a meteoroid enters our atmosphere, it bursts into light, transforming into a meteor. It doesn't truly burn, it vaporizes in an instant, glowing from the friction of its fall. Every streak across the night sky is a story billions of years old. Some fade away above the clouds, others survive, carrying within them the memory of the stars. Scientists believe that many meteorites are older than the Earth itself. They formed from the same cloud of dust and gas that gave birth to our sun. These are fragments of primordial chaos, the raw material from which all life emerged. When you hold a meteorite in your hand, you're touching a time before oceans, before continents, before life itself. Some meteorites contain organic molecules, the building blocks of life. Studies suggest that they may have delivered the first amino acids to our young planet. If that's true, then life on Earth began with a stone that fell from the sky. Every fall wasn't destruction, it was creation. For millions of years, meteorites have bombarded the Earth again and again. Fiery spheres crashed into oceans and continents, leaving behind vast scars, craters that mark the planet's memory. Each impact reshaped history, ending some forms of life and allowing new ones to begin. Without these cosmic catastrophes, the Earth might have looked entirely different. Today we can still see those ancient wounds, craters the size of cities. One of the most famous lies in the Arizona desert, the Barringer crater, almost 200 meters deep. It was carved by an iron meteorite about 50,000 years ago. When it struck, fire erupted across the plains, visible for hundreds of kilometers. But the greatest impact came 66 million years ago at Chicxulub, Mexico. The explosion shone brighter than 1,000 suns. The shock wave ignited forests, filled the air with ash, and plunged the world into darkness. That single event ended the age of the dinosaurs and began the age of mammals, and eventually, of us. Scientists have discovered fragments of that asteroid locked inside ancient rock layers. Each tiny shard holds the frozen story of extinction and rebirth. Studying them reveals how the Earth recovered from devastation. Out of chaos and ash, a new world was born. In 1908, over the Siberian taiga, the sky burst into fire. The Tunguska event. The explosion leveled more than 2,000 square kilometers of forest. It was heard hundreds of kilometers away, yet no crater was ever found. To this day, it remains one of the greatest mysteries of the modern age. Witnesses spoke of a blinding sphere racing across the sky. Some thought it was the end of the world. Others, a punishment from the gods. The night sky glowed 4 days, but no trace of the meteorite was ever discovered, only the echo of its power, etched into history. Some meteorites are made almost entirely of iron and nickel. These metals were forged in the hearts of massive stars that exploded as supernovae. When you hold an iron meteorite, you're holding a fragment of a stellar core. It's a piece of a sun that lived, died, and was reborn in your hands. In February 2013, The skies above Chelyabinsk erupted with blinding light. A meteor exploded in the atmosphere, shattering thousands of windows. The shock waves swept through the city, injuring hundreds, but miraculously, no one was killed. It was a reminder that the universe is still alive and still watching us. Across the world, people search for stones from the sky. They cross deserts, frozen plains, and muddy fields after rain. Every meteorite they find is more than a rock. It's a message from space. A message older than language, written in fire and dust. When scientists cut open a meteorite in the lab, a hidden world appears inside. Crystals, veins, and metallic patterns reveal its cosmic journey. Some contain minerals that don't exist on Earth, substances born in zero gravity. Each sample brings us closer to understanding how the solar system came to be. Meteorites were the building blocks of planets. Billions of years ago, they collided and fused, forming the worlds we know today. Every one of them carries a record of creation, a story written in starlight. To study them is to read the first chapter of the universe. Some meteorites even contain water, locked away in crystals of ice. When they struck the young Earth, they may have brought the moisture that filled our oceans. Perhaps the first drop that gave rise to life fell not from clouds, but from space. A stone became the cradle of life itself. The story of Earth is a story of impacts and rebirths. Each collision reshaped the climate and carved new paths for evolution. From the ashes of destruction, new species rose to fill the empty spaces. The cosmos has always been the invisible sculptor of life. Today, thousands of telescopes watch the sky, searching for the next approaching rock. Supercomputers map their orbits, warning us of potential danger. For the first time in history, humanity can predict and even prevent cosmic catastrophe. We are learning not just to fear the universe, but to understand it. Scientists are developing missions to change the orbits of hazardous asteroids. They use lasers, gravity tugs, and controlled spacecraft impacts. A tiny shift in trajectory could save millions of lives. Once, we feared meteorites. Now, we guide them. Modern missions travel beyond Earth to collect meteorite samples directly from space. Japan's Hayabusa and NASA's OSIRIS-REx have already returned pieces of asteroids. These fragments are time capsules, preserving the untouched material of the early solar system. They teach us how everything began from dust, to worlds, to life. Some meteorites found on Earth once belonged to the Moon. Millions of years ago, a massive collision launched them into space. After eons of drifting, they return not to the Moon, but to us. Each one is a gift, a fragment of another world. There are meteorites that came from Mars too. They were thrown into space by violent impacts and traveled for millions of years. Some hold microscopic patterns that resemble traces of ancient life. If proven true, they would be the first messengers of Martian history. When we gaze at a meteorite, we see not just a stone, but part of ourselves. The carbon, iron, and calcium in our bodies were forged in stars. We are not visitors to the universe, we are its children. We are made of the same dust as the falling stars. Every meteorite marks the end of a grand journey. It began in the silence of space and ended beneath our feet. And perhaps one day, others in distant galaxies will find our traces just as we found theirs. Everything in the universe is bound in an eternal circle, from dust to consciousness. For ancient civilizations, a falling meteor was a sign from the gods. Fiery stones from the sky inspired awe and fear. They forged swords, built altars, and adorned temples with celestial metal. The heavens became part of our myths. Samurai believed that iron from the sky gave a blade its soul. Egyptian priests crafted amulets from metal of the gods, and in Mecca, the black stone of the Kaaba believed to have fallen from heaven became a symbol of faith itself. Cosmic fire turned into human devotion. As knowledge grew, fear gave way to wonder. People realized that meteorites weren't curses, they were messages. Now, when the sky burns, we don't hide. We study. We no longer fear the heavens, because we've learned to understand them. Meteorites inspire artists, writers, and dreamers. Every flash in the sky reminds us that the universe is alive and in motion. They unite science and imagination, bridging logic and wonder. And sometimes, within those dreams, new discoveries are born. Scientists now imagine building with meteorite iron metal forged in space. It's stronger than Earth's steel and resistant to time itself. Future ships and space stations might truly be built from the stars. A new chapter of creation, written in celestial metal. Jewelry made from meteorites glimmers with billions of years of history. Each ring, each pendant is a fragment of eternity, held close to the heart, to where it is to carry the story of the cosmos upon your skin. A bond between human and universe, forged in starlight. Artists paint with stardust, sculptors carve with cosmic metal. Their works shine with a glow not found on Earth. Science and art meet again where reason becomes beauty. Every creation becomes a small portal to the infinite. The search for meteorites has become a new kind of gold rush. Collectors pay fortunes for pieces from Mars or the Moon. But perhaps the greatest treasure isn't in the metal, it's in the meaning. To hold a meteorite is to hold time itself. Meteorites remind us how deeply everything is connected. They travel for billions of years just to meet us here. Inside their frozen hearts burns the same stardust that flows in our veins. We are the continuation of what once fell from the sky. Scientists dream of building colonies on asteroids, mining, studying, and living among them. These rocky worlds will become stepping stones to the stars. Space is no longer an empty void, it's becoming our home. Asteroids contain gold, platinum, and water resources that could transform our civilization. Yet their greatest gift is wisdom. Each stone teaches us how the universe builds and rebuilds itself. Meteorites are the diary pages of creation. When we look at a falling star, we're seeing our own origin. We were born from the same matter that once burned in distant suns. The universe is not around us, it lives within us. Every glance at the sky is a journey home. Meteorites are born from destruction, but they carry light within. From the ashes of dying stars come new worlds, new beginnings. Every end is only another beginning under a different name. In their fire lies the secret of eternity. Scientists read meteorites like ancient texts. Every fracture, every crystal records time, pressure, and motion. It's the silent language of matter telling the story of forever. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the whisper of stars. Meteorites are gifts from the heavens, both deadly and divine. They bring destruction, but also knowledge, water, metal, and life. Without them, there would be no oceans, no continents, no us. Each falling stone is a gift the cosmos gives wrapped in fire. Once, meteorites were wanderers drifting through frozen space. Now, we have become the wanderers searching among the same stars. We are their continuation, consciousness awakened from cosmic dust. And perhaps someday, someone else will find the traces we've left behind. One day, the last meteor will fall upon Earth, leaving only a faint mark in the sand. But its memory will remain in our books, in our dreams, in the metals that shape our world. Because the stars are not where we're going, they're where we came from. Every meteorite is the voice of a distant star, the echo of its final breath. It traveled through cold and time to be found by us. And when it falls, the universe seems to whisper, "I remember you." We listen, and that whisper becomes the music of existence. Even the smallest meteor carries light across the endless dark. It reminds us that even the tiniest spark can pierce infinity. Humanity, too, is a spark, a flicker of awareness among the stars. As long as meteors fall, there will be hope. When we look at the heavens, we're not seeing something foreign, we're seeing ourselves. We are the universe learning to see its own reflection. And perhaps that realization is what makes us eternal. When a meteorite lands, it becomes part of the earth. Through rain and wind, it dissolves into the soil. That stardust becomes our air, our water, our life. We live because something once fell from the sky. The universe never stops. Meteors still fall. Stars are still being born. From dust to human, from stone to constellation, everything is connected. We are the journey that never ends. And when the last meteor fades from the sky, silence remains. But in that silence lives the breath of stars, a light that never dies. We look upward and realize the universe isn't around us, it's within us. And perhaps that's why humanity will never stop dreaming.